Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
The Beatles.
Welcome to another exciting episode of You've Already Peaked Gaming Podcast, featuring your host, the sexy, the sultry, the Locarthemanbeast. Also featuring me, the DjLobsterDust.
Are we doing this entire podcast ASMR?
No, that's all I have at me.
What's wrong with you?
Oh, what a day.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
Oh, we're not even going to get into mine. You take it away.
No, I don't want to talk about mine.
All right.
Okay, I will get into
Let's
mine.
jump right into Tarkov. We'll talk about mine.
I've decided, well, I knew this for years, but I have come to the conclusion, no matter what happens at my job, mother shit, or where I stand within my company, if I am not the person doing the job, it will always be
Something that you'll come back and have to do again.
75%. You know what I mean? Yeah. Where it's like, go in and look at something and it's like, why does that just look so bad? And then you actually look at it and you're like, oh, because it's not done. You know what I mean? It's just constant. So like one of my new workers, Maui, I told him, I was like, okay, this is yesterday. I was like, you're working with me tomorrow. Like, we have to get this done. The person moves in tomorrow, right? So no ifs, ands, or buts, no bullshit. You're working with me. So that means you pee when I pee, you fucking lunch when I lunch, you go home when I go home. We're going. And I ran that kid into the ground today. So
it's what it takes.
It's what it takes. I told him, you got two options. You show up to work or you quit. That's it. Those are your options. Like, if you half-ass it at any point in time, I'm gonna send your ass home. And if I have to finish the job myself, like, you are not coming back. He kept up with me all day. And there's points where I was like, where the fuck is this tool? He's like, oh, it's in the other apartment. I left it over there. Go fucking get it. Like, he's got a bike that he rides around the property because it's so big. Pedals his ass, come back. Where's this? Oh, it's in my apartment. Go fucking get it. Pedals his ass, comes back. Where's this? Oh, it's over there. Go get it. It was a fucking, bring all the tools. Bring all the tools. Where's this? Go get it. He came in at one point. He was like, he did fucking biking back and forth. Come on, man.
Fucking basketball coach. You know what? Do a couple laps.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Just because I'm pissed.
Yep, just because I'm pissed. So I mean, and he, like I said, he pumped today. We had to tie in a 240 volt plug. So I don't know if you know what that is. It's like the big guys for like your
washers and dryers. And
exactly. So, you know, you get hit by a 110 or whatever. It's like, that hurt. Oh shit. You get hit by like a 250. It's like, my heart. Like, it don't stop you. So we were tying it in today, and I was just like, I had to jerry rig the box to where it needed to go because the wiring was through a bunch of things through a back wall. It's in a townhouse. So it's like the only way I would have been able to do it is if I reran wire. It's like we're at the tail end. So I'm like, okay, finally got the box set enough that we can tie everything in. And it was like, okay, I need you to go flip the breakers on. And you know, his English isn't great. So I was like, if you hear me, turn the power off. He's like, gotcha. So
and then come kick me over.
Yeah. And then so the first thing I asked him, I was like, do you know the number to emergency if I need it? He's like, oh yeah. 911. All right, good. All right, go. Like, go turn the shit on. So anyway, so everything worked out perfectly. And so at one point we were trying to get it. The breakers were tripping. I couldn't figure out what it was a GFI in the upstairs. It was tripping them. So I finally got everything squared away. We threw everything on. It worked. And from downstairs, I just hear him like, yeah. I was like, oh, dude, like it felt good in my heart. I came downstairs like, all right, you did a good job. We're done. We can wrap up. And he's like, oh, okay. Like packs all this stuff. He's like, I'll see you tomorrow. Like he just fucking like barely rode his bike. I was like, oh, I killed him. Make that money, kid.
Yeah. Fucking, it's what it takes.
Well, plus the property had the upper management, so like regional, like the very high end regional people, and ownership, the people who own the property on the property for the past 2 days. So it has been a complete clusterfuck of just, you know, people trying to puff because, oh yeah, owners are here, you know, and then all at the same time still trying to manage like getting everything else done. It's been chaos. And the only reason I was as late as I was is because I was like, we have to finish this. Like we neglected to do a lot of things because ownership was here. We didn't want to be doing a ton of work and like make it seem like we're, you know, whatever. Yeah. And then things just kind of fell one more day. It was like, they're moving in tomorrow. The unit has to be ready. So we're working until it's done.
Yeah.
So it's all good though.
Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. And then of course,
it
like,
never ends with this property.
It never fucking ends. So not only that, but they walk with the ownership, and the ownership is like, hey, we're going to be refinancing the property. So what we want to be doing is we need to take care. We're going to have an inspector at the first of the year come out, who's going to, you know, assess the entire property to determine what the value and the cost is. So when we go to refi, we can, you know, gain some money on this. And I'm like, well, it's looking pretty rough out there. So I don't know how much money you're trying to get, but whatever. Yeah, exactly. And they were like, okay, so of course I'm sitting down with the VP of the company, like the regional manager and Christine. And, you know, it's nice that I've been able to build enough of a relationship with these people that it didn't seem like it was just like, I don't know how to describe it. You know, when you're like, you've been around a group of people long enough that you can just bullshit and it feels like it's just bullshit. It's business, but it's bullshit. That's how it felt. It was just
everybody understands each other.
Exactly. It was just a very nice conversation for one another. So we just worked out a bunch of stuff, but they've got a shit ton of projects that are just like, we're going to throw you more shit. And I'm like, cool. Which is good because, you know, this property makes me a lot.
I don't know if you guys watch my podcast, but I was really excited to just have some time off after turns. But cool. Whatever you want.
It's exactly right. Right. Like, I'm hoping for time off after turns, but like this property for me is, as long as they keep throwing things, is profitable.
Yeah.
I can't say no to that. You know what I mean? I mean, I can, but I won't, because if I can minimize my other properties, like we don't really do a ton of stuff with our other properties anyway, paint, floors, shit like that. But if we can minimize it just to like putting everything down into this one property and making the most money until it's all done, it just feels better than splitting up time and trying to
consolidating and have this be like your egg. Although
this being the egg in one basket can be a real fucking problem. If things go sideways, then you lose everything, right? So, but again,
you have to diversify that portfolio, but
But that's also what's so nice about having this relationship with not just the property, but the upper management as well, and the people that run the company, where you know that your work in itself speaks enough that they continue to bring you back, or they don't have a question with handing you something. You know what I mean? It's like, you're going to get this done because we know you can get this done. It's like, yeah, absolutely. I'll take care of it for you. So
you've worked hard to get that.
I have. Yeah. I was underneath sinks all day today, so fucking throw me a bone. I am not going to be able to walk tomorrow, though. My fucking fat ass underneath sinks, 1, does not fit. 2, like with my bad back, I'm like trying to fucking hang like garbage disposals and like tie in lines and stuff. I was like, I'm so fucking bad.
I'm gonna get you some of those like sex wedges and yoga blocks, so you can set up a nice thing to lay down. Somebody comes in, your fucking legs are up in the air. What are you doing? I'm minimizing the stress on my back. Looks like you're trying to eat your own ass while you're underneath a sink.
It's that scene from, was it Saving Silverman or whatever?
What a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Criminally underrated.
Absolutely. You know, Jack Black's in that movie.
Oh yeah.
He's got the nacho. He's like, dude, what the hell? He's like, if the nachos are all stuck together, then it's technically one nacho.
Hey, Jack Black's early career, gold. Orange County.
Yeah. The brother in his underwear.
Come on, well, Stussy, you're saying I can't make a clothing company like that? Like a fucking hat that. So good.
Do you know he was like 24 when Tenacious D first came out?
Have they been going on that long?
Yeah, he's like 50 something, like almost 60.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh, maybe he's no, sorry. He was like 28, 26 or 28, somebody like tail end of 20s, but like pre-30 when Tenacious D first came out.
Imagine like on the set of The Jackal, he's just got like this little scene with Bruce Willis, but he's trying to tell him about his band.
It's kind of like comedy, but not.
No, but it's like it's good rock, you know. Like we really play the fuck out of our instruments.
We're gonna be big someday.
That man's a treasure. That man's an absolute. He is white people's T-Pain. He's just a treasure.
I feel like that's Kid Rock.
Oh man, with the mossy oak double wide fucking mobile home. Goddamn.
Oh man.
Kid Rock does get me fucking fired up though.
I haven't listened to Kid Rock in fucking forever, and there's a song that came out not too long ago, and I was listening to it on YouTube Music. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. And then immediately after that played, what's that song called? Blah 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 or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, that's the pump up song.
Bro, I was like, I forgot how good this album was.
Oh yeah.
I remember I got it for Christmas. My dad bought it for me. And on the CD, when you opened up the CD, the actual CD itself just had a middle finger on it.
Yeah.
And I was like taking my CDs to school. And I was like, oh, that's cool. My dad's like, you should probably not let people see that one. Fuck, dude. I was in like middle school when that album came out.
That was a good one. MTV still played music videos. I remember that music video. Someone
said to these like, oh, they were doing that 30 years ago. And like your brain doesn't click in the fact that 30 years ago was like the 90s. It was 1993.
Yeah.
That's a tough smack in the face, dude.
Yeah, it is.
We're
so old.
So old. Grunge is considered classic rock nowadays.
Fucking Darren sent me a message about something like next year.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, what, do you have this day off? And I think it was like in October.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, of 2024? He's all, no, a month ago. I was like, I don't fucking know, dude. Like, I don't have my schedule out that far. I don't know where I'm going to be.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I just got us fucking tickets to go see Creed. And I was like, no way. He's like, yeah, there's going to be Creed. There's going to be a bunch. And then, like, you see all the memes. Like, this is called divorced dad rock. And you're like, fuck. We're about that age.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man. Take it in.
My body hurts so bad right now. Like, this is how you know. Were we talking about this before? Maybe not.
Body aches goes great with divorced dad rock.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I just heard the news today. Just sitting in your recliner, a fucking bush light in your hand. You're not even using it for like the fucking alcohol. You're just like icing the face.
Yeah, the ice. You're halfway asleep through the song. What was I gonna say? Someone said something. I was reading this thing, or someone was talking about it, or maybe I watched it on Instagram, and they were like, you know why your body hurts so bad by the time you're 30 and on? Like, why like everything is just in so much pain? The average lifespan back in the day, before we had all this crazy medicine and shit to keep us alive, was about 30 years old. This is your body telling you it's time to go. We're expiring. This is it. Like, no, the knee ache's not that bad. Dude, I'm like a fucking 1960s Chevy trying to get up in the morning.
You've been working on the farm a long time. You gotta get that special. Oh, God, do you remember when fucking cars used to have like the choke on it.
Yeah.
The real old, my dad's fucking old truck like that. Where you'd, come on, come on. You'd have to sit there and like finger its fucking clit to make it like, yo, there you go. Pull it all the way up, push it all the way back in.
Yep.
Yeah.
God, some of the old cars, man. I miss old car days where like front and back seats were buckets. You know what I mean? Or not buckets, but
Straight
benches. Yeah,
dude.
you know what I mean?
Dude,
Oh,
I was talking to my mom when I was back there. I you always wanted like growing up, like, dude, wouldn't it be sick to have like a fucking like an old Mustang, like a fun fast car, like an old muscle car. Dude, I want a 66 Cadillac DeVille, like a
yeah,
Coupe DeVille, the one
yeah,
that's still got like the wings, but not like
yeah.
the over wings, but just like
It just
a
cuts the
little
back.
fins
Yep.
on the back, and like and that's what I said. I just want bucket seats, and I just want to go for like a Sunday cruise. You're
Yeah.
like, this is a special occasion, and you just take like a lap around the town,
It was,
park it.
that
I'm
was
old.
that was my grandfather's thing. My grandfather had two caddies, but like the 90s caddies, like early 90s caddies or whatever. And he'd be like, "Hey, you want to go out for a ride?" It's like, "Yeah." Like 35 miles an hour through town, just fucking windows down, just like no music, just fucking
They got the little A-frame.
yeah,
Fucking, that's
the windows.
The AC.
Yeah. He just fucking drove through town. I was like, "What are we doing?" Nothing. We're gonna do a couple laps around the block, park it home.
Yeah, I'm showing off that I'm driving a Cadillac.
Okay.
Because I buy American.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Oh man. All right. So I did not look into this Tarkov thingy. I've been busy. So.
Oh, so today was, you're gonna hate this. Tarkov is the best game that's ever been made, for the reason that Nikita has like these like State of the Union addresses to all the people, and there's like 80,000 autistic fucking people in a Twitch chat, just like you can't even read anything. It's just going so fast. And Nikita always fucking like dresses up, or has like he had the Pestily mask on, like the plague mask, and he was in like a cloak, and he's playing with this like knife, and he like and everybody's like, your audio isn't working, you stupid fucking Russian piece of shit, and, like flying by, and then like it goes like technical difficulties, and then he comes back wearing like a Zerachi mask, and he's got like a fucking real AK with a fucking drum on it and a silencer, and he's pointing it at the screen. Everybody's like, audio's working, screaming their fucking heads off. And this time he didn't, but like last time he's all, before we get anything, I want to play you some music. And like he just like pulls the curtain back. He's got these turntables, plays a fucking DJ set for 30 minutes. He's all right, let's talk about the game. Like he's just fucking weird Russian.
Yeah.
And this one, they were going over all the different like changes that they're implementing, a lot of them kind of revolving around like Tarkov Arena.
Mm-hmm.
And they played like Tarkov Arena, and it looked fun, like, and like how they have their like loadout and setup and stuff.
Okay.
I could see us playing it.
Okay.
B, they're reworking the recoil, so it's a lot less Tarkov-y and a lot more older Call of Duty.
Okay.
But not as extreme where it feels like you can just gun, but it's not like
Kicks.
you're down sight and like all of a sudden like you see nothing. They
Right.
reworked a lot of that. And while they do these, he just like randomly like says like, oh, code this, and like you put it in and it gives you a bunch of shit in Tarkov. But they were just like going through the changes, and I think it'd be fun.
Arena does sound fun. It does sound fun. I think we talked about it before. I think the best part of Tarkov, for me at least, is the shooting, like getting in the gun battles. You know, so if I just had a game where it was just strictly that, I feel like that's pretty fucking cool. I'm okay with it.
And I'm not sure exactly how it works. Rai said that when you can play Arena and transfer your XP over to Tarkov, which sounds a little sketchy because you're going to get some like super sweats who all of a sudden come in super high level. But at the same time, that doesn't like account for like map knowledge and like the shit that Tarkov just fucking beats you on.
I feel like a standalone is the best option. No intermixing. Maybe
but what I was telling you is if you have They're getting rid of like the EOD, the Edge of Darkness, the $150 version.
Thank God.
But like standalone games, like what, 70?
35.
Escape from Tarkov?
Oh, sorry.
You mean Arena?
Arena, yeah. I think it's 60,
70,
60,
60, something like that. So if you get Edge of Darkness, you're already like grandfathered in. You have Arena, you have like the top tier Tarkov. If it ever becomes a game that you want to play,
yeah,
you'll always have the Gamma, you'll always have the bigger stash, you'll always have like the thing. But they're like doing away with the Edge of Darkness. They're not going to have it anymore.
Okay.
Because I think they're either going to
release
up the price, or they're just banking on Arena, just making them more money than the EOD.
Sure. Okay. We'll look into it.
That's my Tarkov rant.
What's
What's your Dungeons of Sundaria rant? I have it downloaded.
Did you really? Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be a game you like.
Dude, I'm on a fucking thing. I'm not gonna let Cliff fucking beat me. You guys post something in there, I download it.
Dungeons of
Sundaria. There's been 2 I
like,
haven't.
Okay, wait, hold on. Backtrack. Tarkov. Does the opposite happen though? Can you take your stuff from the main game into Arena, stats and shit like that? Because that's where I think there's going to be the biggest problem.
I don't think so.
It's only vice versa.
I think so. I think only your XP can transfer over, because they don't let you, like, that I know, build your own kit. You unlock different kits as you progress through Arena's like ranking system. Like you have like their things, and like you have like real base shit, and then like you get like deeper in and you get different basically like loadouts.
Okay.
Like this gun, this. I don't know. I'd imagine you'd eventually be able to unlock like a custom loadout, but I don't think you're bringing like your stash from Tarkov.
Honestly, a non-custom is probably the best thing that you can do, right? Because if you have
the playing field a lot more.
100%, if you just give everybody the same fucking stuff and it's like make do with this, as long as the later kits that you unlock aren't so overpowered that like a new player coming in will never be able to progress, right?
No, it's like, from what I saw, it's like the later ones, like you have like more powerful rifles with like bigger scopes on it. Your AK will have like a magnified optic that you can like switch back and forth, instead of it just being like a red dot on a gun. But they're all basically the same gun.
Okay, maybe. I'm just thinking more or less like the last thing you want to do is this is how, like, the sweatiness of, okay, Counter-Strike is a perfect example where a game is based around like your income on wins and losses. So there are some rounds where you may have to skip buys or shit like that. But for the most part, every single gun does the exact same thing. Every single player behind the same gun may not do the same thing, but the gun itself or what you're utilizing is the same. When you start to introduce different aspects of like, well, you have an AK, but this person has a better AK because it has different attachments.
Has this barrel, this attachment.
Exactly.
This.
So like now no longer the playing field isn't based upon the person behind the gun. It's just based on if you were able to unlock it ahead of time. So yeah, the sweats or the people that don't have fucking jobs can just play all day long and rank faster. So when us, the divorced dads, show up at home to sit down and play games,
just want to listen to some Creed and play a couple rounds.
Yeah, exactly. Are going to get shit on. That just does not sound fun.
Yeah,
but
there's a lot still to see that we don't know about.
I agree. I'm just talking in general. Yeah. If
no battle pass has been announced, but there's cosmetics.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm back in.
Yep.
I'm back in.
Yep. All your different like loadouts. Each loadout has its own like specific like scav that you basically like play with. You got different color schemes, different camo prints. Some of them got silly beanies.
Oh, okay. Back in.
Yeah.
So you can sell me on the. I'll fuck it. If you told me right now by EOD, it came with that and you got a bunch of fucking skin,
special armband, and
in a heartbeat. I'd waste the money today.
Yeah.
What did you say? Why are you like this?
I literally, I was like, I will send you the difference. Just get it so we have it just in case. Like, because in my head, I'm like, just get it before it goes away. We can't get it anymore. And then eventually you're like, well, I would do it if I had it, but like now it's too much. Like I was like, I just get it so it's there. So we have the option if it ever fucking tickles your fancy.
Yeah.
And you were like, but the game is, you were just fighting me on it. Like, why are you like this? And I imagine that fucking thing, like autistic screaming.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. All right, I will definitely look into it. If it's gonna go away anytime soon, I will look at what the difference for the upgrade cost is.
I think it's got 40 days left. So you got a little bit to
all right, that's fine.
I thought it was like 2 weeks.
Yeah, you were like, gotta buy this right this moment. And I'm like, we have invested too much money in games that don't pan out. Tarkov does not seem like it's the type of game that is right around the corner of being A-okay. Is there some bullshit about Russia starting World War III? You think you're still going to be able to play that fucking game when shit goes sideways and fucking there's a whole lockdown?
If World War III starts, I don't think we have Kharkov to worry about.
Not World War, well, obviously, but I mean, like, you know what I mean? Once it starts, well, I mean, we can barely play China games right now.
What China game are you playing?
Lots
Dungeons of Sandaria.
Dude, that game is so cool. So I tried to have Sean play it with me last night, but he just drove home from Palm Springs, so he's fucking tired. Aaron was like, I don't know about this. It's respectable. It's different. It's like a third person.
You posted a. That's the one that you made the video.
Yeah,
of, right?
I did the video. Yeah. It's fun.
It's a dungeon crawler.
Me and Sean it's the first time I played with another person in that game. I did it co-op. I think you have up to 4 players. I think I don't remember exactly what it is, but it was cool because all the loot is like easily shareable and stuff like that. It felt good. It also felt like things were dying super fast. Where like I may have struggled a little bit solo. It definitely felt like there was no difficulty spike for having an additional person, like no additional mobs, no difficulty like ramped up. You could have, I guess I could have chosen the next step down in difficulty if I had it unlocked, but it wasn't there for the new characters that we started. So it felt more or less like we were just kind of just playing through the dungeon again, which was cool. It was fine. But we only did a couple bosses before Sean was like, I gotta go to bed. So we'll give it a shot. I'm down to play it. I've been really enjoying that game. We started playing, I played a cleric last night. I was just having fun. It's just a cool game. It's simple, it's small, it's cheap. It's like $20 or something like that.
I got it.
Yeah. Let's go.
Got it.
I have been, you talk about Tarkov. I cannot stop fucking playing Stalker Gamma. I am fucking addicted to that game. It is so good.
Did you happen to catch the meme about Stalker?
No.
About how it's actually training real life military units? There's a guy in Ukraine and he's talking to people and he won't issue them grenade launchers until they play the game because he said that's the easiest way to learn how to accurately aim with it. It's so realistic. For like I don't know if it was the underbarrel or what, but he said he literally cited the game Stalker and to put hundreds of hours in it when they're not in the field so they can accurately learn without wasting munitions how you properly gauge your distance with the grenade launcher.
I mean, it did have if you're talking about the original Stalker, yeah, okay. That's like 2001 graphics.
I almost sent it to you, but like, it was a for real like transcript of the guy. Well, come to think of his subtitles, he wasn't saying it in English, so who knows?
Yeah, I was gonna say it could have been anything. I was gonna say because if that's what Ukraine is falling back on,
put like a little fact check little thing on the bottom that pops up.
Yeah,
it says Brad doesn't know what he's talking about. He fell victim to clickbait.
Oh, it happens so often.
Sure the fuck does.
Oh. There's no games out right now.
What are you talking about, dude? I'll go through my Steam library right now.
Yeah, you got a lot.
I got a lot of weird
shit. Me and Aaron have been playing God of Weapons. Have you seen
God of Weapons?
Yeah, it's just a roguelite. It's a single player roguelite. It's just floor based. Get to floor 20, you win the map. And like you just get different weapons. Like you have like an inventory that every level that you finish killing mobs on, you have the ability to socket in more spaces, single spaces, and it increases your inventory size, and then you can purchase different weapons and stuff, and you have to like Diablo 2 style fucking fit them in like a puzzle, Tetris, into this inventory space that you have.
Got a little bit of dredge.
Yeah, a little bit of dredge in it, 100%. And then so you fit all these things together to make your build more powerful, and then you just run through, and each character class that's in the game has a different like ability, and then 3 different subclasses within that do different things. So you can get like the butcher is unlocked by doing something, but then in the butcher there's a juggernaut tree that every time that you increase vitality, your character increases in size. So if you don't build your character around sustainability with vitality, he's so big on screen, you can't go anywhere without enemies hitting you. So if you don't have good defenses, you just fucking get wiped out. So there's just like cool things like that, but it is addicting. Aaron has been grinding that fucking game.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, that's what he's been. And so I sat down, I played a shit ton of it the other day. I've just been so busy, I haven't had a chance to play much of it. But it is a lot of fun. If you like roguelites, if you are a big fan of like that, like Binding of Isaac or Hades or what other one? Risk of Rain style game where you level up, you gain weapons, you become more powerful. If you are a fan of those types of things, this is a great easy game to like get into, but like hard to master, because you don't do anything, you don't click anything, you just use your character to move around. The weapons attack for you as they get closer to enemies or whatever. So if you have range weapons, you don't have to be close, but if you have melee, sure, you got to be in enemy spawn, you're on a timer, 2-minute tick down or a minute tick down or whatever the fuck it was, and you just basically have to survive this and try and level up as fast as possible and reach it to floor 20. So it's simple, simple fucking game, super fucking hard to get down, a ton of fun.
Text me the name of that. I'm gonna download that.
Got you. Done. All right. Easy.
Sounds fun. Fuck all that. Tell me about Lethal Company, because I saw 3 people post videos about it today.
It is. I've been watching it. I want to play it. I want to play it because it looks rough, but it's. I feel like it is like the Backrooms meets like GTFO meets, I don't know, some other fucking weird, like our demon games that we play, shit like that. Like it just looks super interesting, but it is getting so much traction right now. It looks so much fun. I know a lot of people kind of harping on the graphics. They were like, man, this is like PS1 style graphics. I'm like, I think that's what they were shooting for. I think that's what the developers wanted. They weren't trying to go for new age stuff. They weren't trying to use low tech. They were actually trying to do it in a style that would have looked like PS1 graphics. And I think it just works. I watched today, it was like, the whole thing about it is like nothing in the game is really safe. You just really have no idea what'll happen. So they were all like, I watched like 4 guys walk up to this wall that had like some stuff in it, and they were talking blah, 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 blah. They left, they came back to the wall, it was fine. And they left and then came back a 3rd time. And like this fucking tentacle thing just came out, grabbed a dude and ripped him in. He's like, is he gone? Did he die? So shit like that. Like I feel like we need to, so I have this weekend free. I think we should lock it down this weekend for some hours sometime. Do you have free time this weekend?
Yeah.
Done.
Sunday I definitely have wide open. Saturday is a little iffy.
Saturday night?
No, Saturday night should be cool.
Cool. Let's shoot for Saturday night. Let's make an all out fucking.
Let's get weird.
Yeah, let's get weird. If nothing else, if that doesn't work out, if we have too many people or whatever it comes out to, because that's how it is, we can always go back to Nomoria.
Yeah. It's been a while since
I've been wanting to do it. It's just been, we've been so busy. I've been so busy at least.
Yeah.
And it feels bad because this is the problem with the games that don't have server-based stuff, where it's like
the big files on your computer, and it's like everybody needs you to get on to continue the story from there. Yeah.
And I feel bad. I feel bad because I know there's been so many people that want to play, but it's also like, I know people don't want to start over because we progressed so fucking far. It's like, what would be the point of starting over again? That just feels bad, you know? Yeah. But if there was a way that you could share save files That would be the coolest fucking thing in the world. Wait, like games like that where it's like, yeah, it is kind of local based, but if all there was like, hey, share this save file with your friends or whatever, you
This
guys
code
down
that has the map layout, the progress, stuff like that.
exactly. Here it is, and then you guys can pick up from wherever, and then whoever gets done, then it's like, okay, well, you play that.
Just email Indifferent Broccoli. They can probably help us with that.
I will never use that company again.
Fucking turds.
They were. It wasn't.
They were cheap.
They were cheap. They were cheap. I think that's
everything about it was shit.
They were a respectable company, but they gave you no fucking quality control over any of your server info. And it wasn't like it was cheaply to the point where it's like we were saving hundreds of dollars. Like it was $4 or $5. Yeah, it was like it wasn't that cheap, you know.
The headaches it caused, I would have gladly paid twice as much as I was saving.
I have used G Portal for so long. I do not think that I am willing to try a different company unless they just did not host a specific game. I love G Portal. I think their customer service is, you know, I mean, they get back to you, and it's not like, oh, we'll get back to you in 24 hours. Like they get back to you, but it's like sometimes it's like, did you throw that through Google Translate? Like, you know, but the amount of stuff they allow you to do with your servers, like the Valheim server I rented on G Portal, the 7 Days to Die server I had on G Portal, and the Arc server we had on G Portal, all had so much fucking like inner, like you could change times of day or like how long things lasted, you know, just crazy shit. How much blood like came out of like a certain song. It's amazing.
That's what you want.
Oh. Have you been watching any of the 7 Days to Shop stuff?
I haven't seen the most recent one.
Today's episode or yesterday's episode?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I got to make a video for tomorrow.
Yesterday's.
I finished the prison.
Yeah.
That was yesterday's episode. We're still alive, baby.
Still going.
Still going. I got everything. My next video I need to record is Horde Night. So I think that was I think we released day 18. I've got up to day 20 recorded, and then I've got Horde Night ready. I need to record. I've got some fucking things going on for the base, man. I think it's all coming together, baby. It's starting to actually look like well, in my head, I'm envisioning a trader compound. It just looks like a walls with some fucking walkways around it, but
it's a trader compound.
It's a trader compound. I put some stuff up, and then I was instantly like, oh, I might
missing some decorations. That's a trader compound. You have walls in your shop.
Yeah. And the bear.
You have some walkways. Cool.
Yeah. I mean, the trader compounds have walkways, so I mean, I just need to. I started looking through some of the game files in a different save and stuff like that. Like, I wish there was a way that the traders are a way for me to be able to create some of the POI like items, like put a couple cars in the lot, you know, things like that. Like just make it a little bit more unique, but
it seem more tradery.
I know there's a few mods out there for that, but I also don't want to like overly mod the game. I want to keep it as vanilla as possible, because I think I haven't really confirmed or denied if I want to do this, but I have a couple like series of 7 days I want to do in some of the mods. Like I would like to go and play Darkness Falls again. That's one of my all-time favorite mods. I love Kane. I think he does a great fucking job with that mod. It's just so much fun. I want to play the shit. I can't remember what it's called. It doesn't matter. There's another big one that like changes, and it's like they're full overhaul mods. They do so much to the game. They change it all the way drastically. There's one that just came out where it's like all robots. Like post-apocalyptic robots. There's one mod that came out that basically puts you in like the Fallout universe with like death claws and shit like that. Like there's a lot of crazy shit that like people do with 7 days. Fuck, man, I love that game. I love that game more than I love any other game.
Yeah, you do.
I really love 7 days.
I get it to an extent.
I know.
But not to your extent. Holy shit.
Dude, it encompasses.
And it's impressive, because you have the worst case of gaming ADD I've ever heard of. But the fact that you keep coming back to this one game and play it so much, and never get fucking sick of it, is wild to me.
I really don't.
Even the best games, I walk away for a good amount of time. I'm like, I gotta fucking.
I have I just counted. I have 90 games downloaded on my computer. Between, I mean, Overwatch, Final Fantasy 14. I have Final Fantasy 11. I'm paying a subscription for Final Fantasy 11. That game came out in 2002 for the PS2, right? Like, I play a lot of fucking games. I enjoy it. I just enjoy hopping around and playing different things, whatever suits my needs. They had a free weekend for Izono or whatever the fuck it was called. It's like Verdun's newest game expansion. It's like it's Battlefield but in World War One. So this past weekend was a free weekend for it. And I was like, okay, cool. I have Verdun. I have the one that came after that, but I hadn't played this new one. I was like, I'll give it a shot. That was a ton of fun. It's a ton of fun. Just like, because the maps are so cool. It's not that the gameplay is amazing. Every fucking class is the same thing. World War I, bolt action rifles. You pick a sniper class, bolt action rifle.
It's a bolt action rifle.
Assault class,
infantry, bolt action rifle. You're not using fucking flintlock.
Yeah, fucking muskets. But it was the maps that changed the whole fucking thing, where you're on the side of like this mountain, and like you're pushing, you're the attacking team, and you're running up like the side of mountains, and like there's snow and this like Alps and shit like that, and like you're trying to like move around rocks and stuff to get to your point of objective, while people are on top of the fucking hill, bolt action, just down at you. And you're trying to progress this whole thing. And it's like, the game is just so fucking beautiful to look at. The gameplay isn't anything better than like Hell Let Loose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, in that sense of like, it's really hard
just the
to
circumstances, the map design, the things like that.
I think that's why the more I was playing, the more I started realizing, I was like, holy shit, that's kind of like, it's very infrequent that you find games that come in multiplayer aspects, especially first person shooters, that you're like, oh, the map is so dope that all the rest of like the stuff that may be like mediocre can just be completely overlooked. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's bolt action fighting. It's not fucking exciting by any means. It's not. Every shot missed is like a fucking 2 to 3 second wait time before you can take another shot. You know what I mean? Like, God forbid you need to reload and you have one bullet left and you didn't pay attention. Clear the chamber, then fucking clear the line, then put your fucking whole thing in, then re-rack, and then it's like, oh fuck, like losing my mind just waiting for a reload. But there's something about it. Like, there was a one map, God, it's like trenches on a hillside, like the first part of the map. And so the enemy team was like smoking the trench line. And so you're like in the trenches firing, and they're running up the hill at you, and you're just like through the smoke, just peeking stuff. They cap the point. You have to run back to the city, and like you're running through like the dilapidated like very beginning of the city as they're mortaring fire, like they're cannon firing of the back. Well, it's like mortars, whatever from there. And as you're turning around, you're just finding like broken buildings to peek into, and then like they're coming up out of the trenches to like push the point, and you're trying to hold these points. It was just a lot of fucking fun. It was a cool game.
And for something about like World War I, World War II warfare, and like how iconic, like I don't think it's ever going to be romanticized like Afghanistan or shit like that. No, there'll be maps, but it's not like fucking the blown up fucking buildings of fucking France that like people had to push through. Yeah, the trench warfare, the no man's land, the shit like that.
Yeah. And that's the thing about it. Like, there's an engineer class.
Probably why there's 9 million fucking World War II, World War I games. It's
absolutely.
Just a different time.
You can set up barbed wire at the trenches and whatever, like engineers. So
yeah,
like,
who the fuck sets up barbed wire
Yeah.
war anymore?
That's what I'm saying. And so
Shit
like
that.
people are just running up to barbed wire, and like there's one guy trying to like cut barbed wire, and like I was sniping up from the top. So like every time they were trying to cut to come through the trenches, I was just like picking people off. So they were just like trying to pick out, they were trying to smoke it, and then you just fire into the smoke. It was such a unique experience that like it made, and like some of the things like you kind of forget. You're talking about like nothing iconic like World War I. We used whistles back in World War I.
Yeah.
So like you
And then the
hear,
trenches
yeah, you
fucking
hear
flood.
a guy with a whistle, and then all of a sudden shit pushes through, or like there's a whistle going out because you know that there's going to be an air raid coming through. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
it's just so sick, dude.
Yeah. Different times, man.
And now we have
Horrible times.
Modern Warfare 3.
Bunny hopping and fucking.
I'd like to. I think I posted it the other day. Maybe I didn't, but it's like how people play, like the different ways people play first person shooters or whatever. It's like Apex, and there's just like a dude like sliding around the ground everywhere. It's like Rainbow Six. He like comes in like just doing it. I've been watching some Modern Warfare 3 stuff, and it's not worth the money, obviously. Like it's not worth the money, it's not worth the investment. And the fact that zombies is basically just zombies in DMZ, like now that I know like more about it, it just feels bad that this isn't a small DLC or a patch to Modern Warfare 3 or 2, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, how much has really changed since
The first Modern Warfare re-release?
Yeah.
Nothing.
I mean, everything could have been a patch.
Well,
Everything could have been Overwatch 2.0.
they were breaking,
Except for, what do you call it?
story mission.
Cold War, Vanguard. Like, those are at least, like, different time eras.
Advanced Warfare. They
re-release that, I'll buy it.
I would too, just for the memes. Just for something different. Isn't that where slide canceling and all this shit started?
Slide canceling, the wall running, the
exosuit jumps.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. God, that game was terrible. Is that so bad?
Oh, I hate it.
I hate it because I want a good FPS. I want a Call of Duty. I want Modern Warfare. I want Call of Duty 4.
I want finals.
I want finals.
That felt like it.
It'll never happen.
How?
I don't know.
They're gonna fuck it up.
I don't know. We've been waiting for Nightingale for fucking ever too.
Yeah, I saw a post from them today about something on like Twitter, and I almost like, you mother. I almost like laid it. I was just like, I'm so fucking angry. But then I was like, I just like immediately thought back, like, well, I'm glad they're taking their time. They're trying to do it right. And I just like stopped. I deleted what I had, and I was like, I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it.
Why did they push again?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, they're just like posting something to stay relevant. I think it was like the soundtrack or some shit like that.
Gotcha. Because they're slated for February. Was it February 24th or 22nd or something like that?
Better hurry the fuck up, man.
Dude, what if that game is trash?
I'll cry.
The day tomorrow, the day before, the day after. Tomorrow's day tomorrow before. Whatever that fucking piece of shit game is, apparently actually got a finalized release date. We talked about this before.
No clue what you're talking about.
I know you don't. It doesn't matter. It's not that fucking important. It was like Division meets Last of Us in an MMO style. Went through a bunch of bullshit. They like forgot to buy the trademark for their name and ended up having to go to court over it. It's been pushed back like a million different times.
Oh yeah.
I think it's called The Day Before. I don't know. It's the stupidest fucking title ever. That's finally getting a release date too. It's supposed to be for the end of this year.
Nope.
Oh, Okay.
You know what I do care about? Did you see what I sent you?
No.
The Asmongold RPG.
Oh, I clicked on it. I didn't get to finish watching it though.
Oh man, it's like a guy and his brother. They took like a month and a half off work to use Unreal and build an Asmongold RPG game where you're Asmongold and like they Asmongold was like reacting to it, and they showed him. He's like, "Why is my hair? They gave me a bald spot." And like, there's like clips of all the times like you see the bald spot. The bald spot's perfectly there. His run's perfectly there. Everything about it, and it's almost like Souls-like, and like he's just going through. He's all, "Wow, you can swim in this game. You can't swim in Starfield." He's like just going through, just like kind of criticizing. He's like, "They did this, and like what they had released, what I sent you was like 3 weeks worth of work."
Oh, really?
And like they have this window, and whatever it is at the end of it, they're gonna put it on Steam.
Oh, that's amazing.
And like the main boss is Asmongold. So Asmongold goes like back into this like different dimension because an Asmongold that has a full luscious head of hair took his spot in real life. And like I guess the entire time they have like an AI scripted, and like he's talking, he's like, "Hey chat," and his hair's just flowing all over the place, and like your job is to beat everything so you can get back and take back your stream, basically.
Oh my god,
It's kind of fantastic.
That sounds
for how
fucking
much that they put into it, and it's amazing how polished it actually looks when you watch it.
His community is wild.
Yeah,
I remember watching Asmongold way back in the day when it was just like a fucking nerdy.
How is he that big? And his house is in the condition that it is.
Because I think that's the whole point of it, is that he just never has been. He's never sold out. He's always just been himself or whatever. And like
that's gross.
I mean, that's the same house that like him and his mom lived in for years. Like, I mean, he's a rat, dude. He's a rat.
Yeah, no, she must have done the dishes because he hasn't.
They both played WoW. It was a weird dynamic, man. I don't know.
So he's like, have you seen like the house tour where like other streamers came in, they were looking?
Yeah.
He's like, "What is that?" He's like, "Those dishes are soaking so I can clean them." They're like, "It's not soaking if there's dust on there." And she goes, she like moves and she's like, "That's not dust, that's mold." Like, gross, dude. Fucking gnarly.
I don't know. The craziest thing for me is how gross he is, and he owns his grossness. He's like, "Yeah, I'm fucking disgusting," or whatever. That guy runs. He's like a co-founder for OTK. Like he's worth a lot of money.
And he's got Starforge PCs, and he's got all stuff. That's what I'm saying. You can't just like hire a maid to come in once a week just to like clean up after you.
He's also rich as fuck because he doesn't spend any money, right?
Obviously.
He lives off of fast food. I don't know. It's wild. It's wild.
Built different.
I guess, man. Yeah, he is another breed of human. Have you done your voting for Game Awards?
No, not yet. I saw that today.
Baldur's Gate's gonna get Game of the Year.
Yeah, easily.
It's not that it's easy. It's just there's nothing that they put on there. They put on like Alan Wake 2, which I believe wholeheartedly is a phenomenal fucking game. I've been watching it. I've been following it. Not only
I feel like it's a little late in the year to put that out with all the bugs that I heard it's been riddled with.
Well, I mean,
it'd be a contender.
There's bugs in everything. Baldur's Gate had bugs. Think of Cliff's playthrough.
Okay, so he hasn't found a cape.
But I mean, like the thing about Alan Wake 2 is also it's 10 years in the making. Like that's a game that has been wanted by Alan Wake 1 has been re-released as many times as fucking Skyrim at this point. And the fact that like it finally got its second and the story is as good as it is, like the voice acting is fucking phenomenal. Whatever that girl that plays one of the characters in the game, God, what's her name? I can't remember. It's just like it hits on a whole nother level. I feel like that's the only thing out of this year that may be a contender, but it's like, I don't know. I don't think anything will beat Baldur's Gate, and it's unfortunate.
The nominees are Alan Wake 2,
Super
Mario Bros. Wonder, What?
Yeah.
Legend of Zelda, Tears of the whatever.
Tears of the Kingdom, right? Another great.
Baldur's Gate 3,
Mm-hmm.
Resident Evil 4,
That's it.
Marvel Spider-Man 2.
Oh, yeah, Spider-Man 2 I don't think is going to hit. I think that Insomniac
Is
did
Spider-Man 2 good?
I have yet to play it.
I feel like a hater. I don't think I've ever played a single Spider-Man game.
Oh, fuck. The first Spider-Man game is phenomenal. It's so good. It is.
I don't know if I just feel like they're
wait, back
childish.
Up. You've never played a Spider-Man game?
No.
Spider-Man 2 for the PS2?
I'm pretty sure the only superhero game I've ever played, and I'm like willing to like fight for it, is like the Batman, like Arkham Knight and shit like that. And I love
those. Great games. Yeah.
But then when I'm watching, like, because I'm always like, who the fuck plays Spider-Man? I'm seeing some of them. It's kind of just like basically Batman, Arkham Knight, but as Spider-Man, from what I thought I was seeing. No.
Yes, you're absolutely right. I mean,
yeah, it's just like their version, but for some reason, Spider-Man just seems childish to me after the darkness of Gotham.
I mean, I can understand that in general. I feel like the Spider-Man game is a little bit more quick. You're definitely a superhero versus just Batman, right? Those are two wildly opposite side things. Besides that, though, the story, the combat, the bosses, the open world aspect of the city, it's like Arkham City, but like done better in a sense, or even Arkham Knight, but done better. The first Spider-Man game is a fucking gem. It is a gem. It is amazing. It's a great game. It's got phenomenal story. It's got good just power leveling or like power up system, like different things about it. You really get invested in the story if you care at all about Spider-Man. Like it does a really good job to not like fuck the story up too much. It's not like you know, Disney came in and MCU'd it. It's like really a decent game, and it's well done. I played it on PS4. I probably replayed that game 4 or 5 different times. And then they brought it out on PC, and I just haven't replayed it. But it's not something that if someone was like, "We should play Spider-Man," yes, absolutely, 100%. And the only reason I haven't played Spider-Man 2 is because I don't have a PS5. If I had a PS5, 100%, I would have been playing it. I've been watching it. I think the only reason why so after the Spider-Man game came out, then they brought out the Miles Morales game, which was like its own standalone side thing, which was cool because it was its own standalone. So instead of it being like a DLC, it was its own game, pretty big, awesome in that sense. And the Spider-Man worlds have been kind of merging between Peter Parker and Miles Morales a lot. And so because those worlds have been merging, it felt really good to see those two different games. And then Spider-Man 2 took both of those and then just mixed them together. So half the time you play as Peter, half the time you're playing as Miles. But because of that split, I feel like it really kind of derails the story a little bit. Like it does a good job, but it also didn't feel like it was Spider-Man 2 for Peter Parker's side. It felt like the game was kind of more developed around Miles in a sense.
Yeah.
And so I think the community's kind of losing it. Plus there was this huge thing. Everybody's like, Insomniac pushed so hard for the woke movement in Spider-Man 2. So you know that was already going to be a fucking issue.
Because there's not a trans Spider-Man yet.
I don't know, man. It was getting the Harry Potter treatment.
J.K.
for sure.
Rowling, yeah.
But in the sense,
J.K. Rowling has one tweet. She's like, "I really like this game."
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking burn it.
Yeah. But I don't think that it will hit Game of the Year because it did come with some bugs, some issues. People are having some performance issues for it, and it's only on PS5. And I think that's a huge thing. Think about like any big game should be accessible to multiple different things. Like that's what's going to win you a Game of the Year.
Laughs in Nintendo.
Yeah. I feel bad, man, because that's the thing. Tears of the Kingdom. Problem with Tears of the Kingdom is it feels samey as Breath of the Wild, but a little bit different. And like they were like, hey, Breath of the Wild, this is what we like. What did you guys like? They're like, we liked all this. We didn't like this. Like, cool. Out with that. We'll keep all the shit we like and add in things else, you know?
Yeah.
And so Tears of the Kingdom is fucking phenomenal. But again, who owns a Switch? Who's really played that game? Is it going to win? And it came out in like what? Fucking March of this year? I forgot that game even existed until I saw it on the Game of the Year stuff. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. So I absolutely voted
Never
for
count
it.
out Nintendo fans. You piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's about that
Oh,
time. What?
About that time. I just wanted to end on a happier note. Last Friday, me and Will, we've been playing Tarkov with Ray, and we had a showdown. You know,
Oh,
Will's been kicking my ass in numbers and stuff, so we did a 1v1 in factory, me versus Will, with just pistols. The tiebreaker round being Moses. We fought it out good. I got a little cocky. I got up like 3 points and started saying like, "I'm only gonna shoot your legs this time." Then Will brought it back, but I would like the world to know that I whooped the shit out of him, and he's the Timmy and I'm the Chad
congratulations.
forever.
Forever.
You will roam customs holding my pocket, Will. You little baby back bitch. You will call me daddy, and I will call you son.
I'm glad that happened. Ryan messaged me and was like, "You should come and watch." I was fucking asleep. How did you do that?
So in EOD edition, you can do offline raids. So you can set the maps to whatever you want. You can change the settings, everything like that.
Don't you? I have offline raids.
You can do them by yourselves. EOD, you can do them with your thing as a server and have other people in it. So you can run a map all on your own, but on EOD, I can basically like host a map. That's how like Ender would do like private lobbies of like PvP, where like they'd split like you start here, you start here, on whatever. We all push each other and basically have our own little like fights. It was arena before arena.
Does only one person have to have EOD for you to be able to get into the server?
Everybody has to have EOD.
I don't want to play Tarkov.
that wasn't the point of this. The point of this
was you kicked ass.
You shall call me daddy.
All right. I mean, he's been calling you daddy for years though, but that's for other reasons.
You're goddamn right he is.
All right, we're out of here. Bye-bye.
I'm daddy.